I read this year 2000 study published in the New England Journal of Medicine so that you don't have to. But I do recommend that you read this one because I was genuinely impressed. It reports a series of 7 patients with type 1 diabetes who no longer needed insulin injections after pancreatic islet transplantation combined with a steroid-free immunosuppressive regimen. This study later became known as the Edmonton Protocol, named for the city in Canada where it was developed. Shout out to Canada. Before this study, islet transplantation in patients with type 1 diabetes had limited success, with only about 8% of patients still insulin-free after 1 year. Advancements during the 1990s in isolating human islets, combined with new immunosuppressive drugs, made it possible to explore new strategies. The researchers isolated islets from donor pancreases and infused them into each patient's liver through the portal vein, where the transplanted cells could begin producing insulin. And you heard that right. They put the islets in the liver, not the pancreas, because it's easier to access and the islets can still live there. 7 adults with long-standing type 1 diabetes took part. Each received islets from 2 donor pancreases, and 1 needed a 3rd infusion to fully restore insulin production. To protect these new islets from being attacked by the immune system, the patients received a non-steroid combination of immunosuppressive drugs. After the transplants, all 7 patients were able to control their blood sugar without insulin, showing normal A1C levels and far fewer glucose swings. These charts show how their insulin needs and blood glucose levels changed over time by comparing values before transplantation to their most recent check-in. You can see the patient's need for external insulin dropped dramatically, while the time spent within a normal blood glucose range increased substantially. This next chart is even more striking. It shows a patient's blood sugar fluctuations over a 24-hour period, before and after the islet transplantation. The difference is incredible. Smooth, steady control instead of wild swings throughout the day. There were no major complications, no signs of rejection, and no spikes in cholesterol or triglycerides, just steady, functioning islet grafts. Honestly, this is the most impressive study I've reviewed so far. For this, I'm giving it a 9.7 out of 10 on my completely made up type 1 diabetes research score. I'm holding off for that perfect 10 for the day someone actually solves type 1 diabetes, but for now, this is about as impressive as it gets. There's a link to the full article in the description. Special thanks to the researchers for keeping this study publicly available. If you're interested in type 1 diabetes research, subscribe for more.